Anytime you are confused, inside every confusion there is a discovery. Life is about discovering things. Do you know God takes delight in concealing things? He wants us to search it out. So when you are confused about anything, confused about your health, discover something. Confused about your finances, discover something. Confused about your mental, emotional, psychological health, discover something. Confusion should give you the privilege of discovery. I've said it again and again and again. If I'm confused about anything, I'll look for a solution. I'm not going to cry. There's always a way out. Anytime you are not settled, you are ruffled, you are confused about a situation, go on a journey of recovery. Go on a journey of discovery, recovery. Just know that everything that pertains to life, God has given it to us. I've never seen a parent that will torture his children with problem when there is solution everywhere. If you understand the dimension of God and divinity, and you know how God works, he would never confuse us. So when there is confusion, there is ignorance somewhere. You are confused because you don't know what to do. I've checked my Bible, and I'm sure it will be in other holy books, that people are not destroyed because of the devil. They are destroyed because they don't know what to do. So anytime you find yourself in a pool of confusion, just know that your own part is to discover the solution. God takes delight in keeping something. Yours is to discover it. One thing that I've been doing since the inception of Shematters, Moment to Ponder, Straight Up with Olufunke, any platform, Dynamic Parenting, Women College of Ministry, Men College of Ministry, School of Finishing Touches, I am passionate about discoveries. I told my children, if I die today, don't bother to take anything. Get into my library, you will survive any storm. Life is not about confusion. Life is about discoveries. If you know better, you will live better. It takes understanding to stand. It takes understanding to be outstanding. You want to stand out. You want to be outstanding in your life, in this one life. Do you know there's a word that says it is what bird eats that makes the bird to fly? People don't fly anyhow. You fly high by what is on the inside of you. Let me give you this analogy today. There was this man that was selling kites. Kites. You know what kite is. He was selling kites. Then he now chose to put balloons inside the kites so that he can fly higher. So he brought different colors: black, yellow, red, green. So all the balloons were skating very high. The balloon were flying high, different colors. So the other colors were higher than the black one. And one child asked a question: is it the color of the balloon that is making the red to fly, the black to yellow to... No, don't leave the black. Other colors to fly. And the black is not flying higher. And the man said, it is not the color of the balloon that makes it fly higher. It is what is inside the balloon. It is the air that is inside the balloon that makes it to fly higher. That tells you something. It's not about... life is not about what is happening to you that is bringing you down. It is about discovery. It is about what you have inside that will make you to fly. I see you fly in the midst of whatever. Listen to me. Election, things happening, and we are not sure. Whatever is happening. Put a lion in the pit, is still a lion. Put a lion in the palace, is a lion. Put a lizard in the pit, is a lizard. Put a lizard in the palace, is a lizard in the palace. An elephant in Nigeria cannot be a lizard in America. A lion is a lion whether sleeping or awake. A goat in Nigeria cannot be an elephant in America. What I'm telling you today is make sure you do everything to discover what needed to be discovered in the midst of your confusion. Nǹkan tí mò ń sọ fún wa lénìí ni wípé nǹkan tẹ́yẹ bá jẹ ló máa gbé fò. Má jókòó sórí pé nǹkan kan ó dà mí lọ́kàn rú, ó ṣe mí lómi, ó kọ mí lóminú. Kó wá jókòó sójú kan, wá díẹ̀, gbó dàgbà, kọ̀ọ̀kan mọ̀ nǹkan. Kò sẹ́ni tó wà láyé yìí tó ga sókè gogoro. Nǹkan tó wà nú ẹ̀ ló jẹ́ ó ga. Yorùbá ló máa ń sọ wọ́n ní àparò kan ò ga jù kan lọ. Àfẹ́yí tó bá gorí ebè yẹn nǹkan ni. Wow, last week was something else. Having this guest in the house has made me to see a lot of things about life, parenting, foundation, upbringing. Life is all about where we're coming from. That's why I always say you have to trace it, to face it, to erase it and start replacing it. Don't sit in a place of denial. Everything is fine. Oh my, we're okay. We're okay. It cannot be okay until you made it okay. Kò lè wà okay àfi tó bá jẹ́ kó wà okay. If you find yourself raised from a dysfunctional home, whether monogamy or polygamy, you are naturally dysfunctional. Don't go and get into relationship without healing. If you go there, you are still going to be burnt and you will find yourself revolving, going round in the same circle. And that can be dangerous, hazardous. You know why? You will stay there for long. Wakpembe. And life is outspent before people wake up. By the time you have made a wrong choice by parenting, because of your parents, how you were brought up, you made a wrong choice. You enter one chance, you enter trouble, and you refuse to address it, you refuse to treat it. What happens at the end of the day? You will still repeat it, because a sore that is not healed will smell and stink and sore. And it's a sign of foolishness for you to feel having gone through something, everything is over. It's a lie. It's not over. Please, if you are hearing me and you are a parent, join me. The date for dynamic parenting webinar has been extended to the 25th of March because of the election. Prepare yourself. If you are going to join me at the dynamic parenting webinar, the number to text, please don't call the number. It's not my number. It is for dynamic parenting. The number is 090 2010 1080. You can't raise your children anyhow. She made a statement in the last episode, if you listen properly. She said her mother-in-law was wondering, why are you not calling me? Call me now. And she said, ọkàn mi ò balẹ̀ nílé ọmọ yín ni mi ṣe rántí yín. Your health is your marriage. Your wealth is your marriage. Your happiness is your marriage. The happiness of your children. When you are old and you can't even eat alone, you don't have, your hands are shaking, you are on toss are wind on your body. It is a child that is happy in our marriage that will remember my mother, my father is somewhere. Is a child that is happy in marriage that will say, my husband, let me go and take care of your mother. When she's struggling with her life, battling with her husband that is sleeping around, that is doing all sorts of things. Well, how will she remember that her mother-in-law is somewhere if she's not even accusing you that you're a witch? And that is why dynamic parental webinar, distance is not a barrier. It's on a Zoom. It's more important than anything, any clothes you want to buy or any party you want to attend. The destiny of your children, the joy of your children The future of your children is determined by your relationship. So you cannot make just a decision anyhow, or you cannot just decide to go into any relationship anyhow, especially if you know that you have issues that has affected you emotionally, mentally, psychologically. You can't afford not to deal with it. And that is where counseling and therapy is important. I said counseling. Multitude of counseling, there is safety. Hey, today is a powerful one. My guest is in the house. We have said a lot of things about her upbringing, now where she is, what she's living with, how she made a mistake, another mistake of her life. Thank God that she has her son. Joy, at least she's not losing both ways. But do you know that the new relationship, the father of this boy, has become, I think the best thing is for us to listen to the daughter, what she's been through, what has happened, how her stepfather became another mistake from the part of her mother. Just to let you know that you can't afford to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Once beaten, twice shy. That's what is said normally. But some people will have to be beaten multiple times before they become shy. 10 times. That's not your portion. Help is always available. This lady, the daughter, is here, and she has a lot to say about her stepdad. I love to be practical. That's why it's Shematters. When I talk about something where you see the reality and you hear the true story, you will know that we are not just making up speeches here. We are saying what it is. She will tell us her experiences. Please just listen to her. How old are you? A 13-year-old girl having to go through this in the hand of a supposed father that promised her mother that I'm going to be your father, you are my daughter. Please, ladies in the house, don't allow anybody to make you feel that because something has happened, I'll be a god to you, I'll be your god. If you tó bá dówájú wá rí mi, tó bá wẹ̀yìn wá rí mi, tó bá dẹ̀gbẹ́ wá rí mi, tó bá rọ ẹ̀gbẹ́ kejì wá rí mi. Lórí irọ́ most of the time, and that's the truth. Because oh God, there's so much in my heart. But let me just allow this girl to start sharing her life. Baby new 13, her experience with her stepdad, to her, his attitude to her mom, and the way it has affected her. Please go ahead, girl, and listen to you.
Okay, ma. There was a year, that was in the month of April. My mom was very sick. So if she sits on the chair, if you say kúrò lórí chair o kìnìkan tó bá fẹ́ sunkún lọ sunkún ta o má sunkún nílé mi o. So my mommy spent Easter Sunday and Monday in the hospital. So when I was at home, we are busy with that kìnìkan nǹkan tí mommy ẹ̀ máa ń ṣe tí kò dáa òun ló fa nǹkan tó ń ṣe kìnìkan. If you shall be abusing me at home, so I will not leave, I will not go to church. Then last year November, because my mommy was depressed, she was thinking, so I just offended her. It was a little mistake. She now beat me like I fainted last year November.
Wow, you see what I'm saying? Where to elephant fight, grass will suffer. Now see the torture, see the the passing of the baton. What her daddy did to her that she's complaining about. Because of frustration, she's now transferring the aggression to her daughter. Is it the fault of the girl? Listen to me. A child came to this world. She didn't force you to give her to her. Don't kill her because your husband is doing something to you. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Then sometimes, it's even most times self, maybe when we are cooking, when we finish cooking, he will not ask for the food though. Maybe when we not go inside, we not go to the kitchen, we not sneak and go and eat it. Who
used to drop the money for food?
It's my mom.
Wow, go ahead.
If we not sneak and go and eat it, so my mom not be saying this like that. She like go and meet him that is it the one that dropped money for the food? So me and my brother will not tell him that she should not worry, that she just leave him alone, that she's like she's more than it.
Now, when your mommy was going to have, can you remember when your mommy was going to have your brother? I experienced, because I remember your mother said you were there. How old were you then?
I was 4.
You can still remember what happened at 4. She's intelligent, I told you. Yes. Share your experience with me that day.
The hospital, my mommy used 3 days in the hospital. So when she was laboring, when she finally gave birth to the child was lifeless. The nurses said lifeless, that the father should go and get a polythene bag to pack the baby.
Wow.
So my mommy said no, that nobody should take the baby, okay, because she was not praying, she was crying, she was sleeping, she was praying. So after maybe 6-7 hours, the baby was not shaking. My mommy not drew attention to call the doctor to come and check. So after 30 minutes, the baby woke up. Then everybody was happy.
Now, you said sometimes, while I was asking you some private questions, that the man is stone-hearted. Why did you say that?
At home, maybe in the morning when we wake up, or maybe he comes back from, so if we greet him, just say if we want to carry something from him, maybe he wants to enter, we now want to collect the bag or something, he will not say file malo.
So he's not really, was he nice to you as a father?
No, ma.
Why?
Sometimes he used to give my brother, it's not even every day, he used to give him 500. Like he should use it, maybe him don't used to eat just for maybe Indomie or Godimo. He will not give me and my mommy money. Sometimes me and my mommy and my brother too will not eat for 2-3 days. Will not eat anything.
Was there any time you went to beg him on behalf of your mother and say, daddy, please don't treat us, or something?
Yes.
Because as a child, I know if you are hungry and there's a daddy somewhere, have you ever tried it before?
Yes, ma.
What happened that time? What happened? What did you do to beg him?
I
know some people are kind, because I'm wondering the stone-heartedness. That's why I'm still thinking that you said he's stone-hearted. What are the things he does that makes you to feel that your stepdad is stone-hearted?
That day, me and my brother went to meet him. Daddy, please help my mom, that maybe give her small money, she will look for the rest. And I said,
now the question is, does he have money? Because sometimes I'm a very balanced person. I want to be sure, if he does not have money, where would he get the money to give you? Does he look like someone that can afford to give mommy? Talk.
Yes, ma. He has money, but he's stingy. He's even stingy to himself.
Maybe he's trying to calculate his life. I'm going to let the mother come now or there's something you want to say?
The day my mommy beat me, that I fainted, then the day she was beating me, and I went to him, he now pushed me outside, he now locked the door.
That's if your mother, wow. Let me not say words to your mouth. I don't want to talk as if I'm prejudiced and I'm biased, but if you are listening to me and you have a stepchild, son or daughter in your house, you don't know what those children will become. Try and be nice, try and be good. Èyàn mọ́mọ́ tó máa sin kì í dẹ̀ ṣe gbogbo ẹni tí ó bímọ lọ́mọ ń sìn. There are things you do to people around you in the house that at the end of the day, those children will not forget. Yorùbá ní the person that I'm trying to be modest on here, the person that poo on the chair had forgotten, but the person that packs it will never forget. And honestly, children are difficult to offend because they don't forget. Adults will forget, but children will remember, especially when they are traumatized and they are in pain. Is there anything you want to tell me again before I allow your mom to come and tell us the proper story, how she has been living with the stone-hearted? Yes, I'm going to do my investigation to look for and ask questions from his end, and I know that he would want to open up, because I'm not embarrassing him. In this profession, we don't embarrass people, we don't disgrace people. What we do is to help people from their problems. Like now, if you listen to that man, he has his own frustration. I don't know his frustration. Maybe when the woman comes and she tells me what is going on, I'll be able to say, okay, this and this are the reason why he's behaving this way. But for a child, an innocent child, they cannot comprehend stone-heartedness, they cannot comprehend hostility, they cannot comprehend rejection, they cannot comprehend wickedness. What they are thinking is, what did I do? Why is daddy doing this? Why is this person that's supposed to be my father figure doing this? Or even you may be a stepmom too. You know, it's Shematters. Sometimes you don't really push your analysis as a professional to one side. You might be a woman too. You have a stepdaughter, and all you do is I have my husband. Maybe the mother is even late. That's another thing. Well, let me call the mother to come and tell us our own side of the story. Or you still have something to tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a day in the school. They used to ask for our gate pass. Like that's the confirmation if you have finished paying or not. So he now came to balance up my brother's school fees. He now saw me outside. Like they asked me that, where's your gate pass? And I said, I've not balanced up my school fees. He now shouted like, "She mommy oti gbe daddy eni abi daddy oti so school eto." So I felt embarrassed. My classmates were there. When we got to the class, people were talking about it that is that your daddy or, and I had to lie to them that it's my daddy. So
how did you feel pushing you out of the house and your mother is there and the man is still unfair to you because your mother had to remarry after your daddy had left you? How did you feel? How did you feel that day that he didn't even bother to pay your school fees? How?
I felt as if I was living with my daddy. It would have not been like this.
And if your mommy, you said something.
My mom is financially okay.
That I intentionally made her to say that because when a woman is financially empowered, even if she's suffering, she will stay there because of the children. Now, this girl is saying so many things. I'm sure some of you will identify with what she's been through and what has happened to her. Please let me allow your mommy to come and share her experience, her story, what she has been through, what she's going through. Don't forget, we started about 3 weeks ago. It's now 4 weeks. This is the 4th episode showing that when you are from a background that is dysfunctional, don't jump into a new relationship. I will say it again and again and again. Heal from that past wound. Open your eyes very well. Shine your eyes before you choose another man, because you are going to enter from fry pan to fire. Some of you are already in it, so you can identify with me. But I'm emphasizing it because of the younger ones and the youths that are hearing me now. For the fact that you have had a child before, it's not compulsory that you should marry the father of your child. That's another topic for another day. If you are going to marry after a child, look very well. Do your findings, search, screen. Do your work, do your homework before you choose another person, because everybody has their baggage. She will tell us, she said something when she started that it was her mother, the mother of the father of her son, the man that is here with her now, was the one that actually convinced her that the wife had left for 2 years. I said it last week. Mothers, don't be a wicked woman. If it's your daughter, would you lie to your daughter to marry a wrong man? Let's do what we want God to judge us goodly with. Thank you. I'm going to call the woman to tell us the other side of her story, because she has another dimension. The daughter just gave us an idea. She will tell you the life she's been living since she has had a son to this man. Hearing from her what she's been through in life, let me listen to my guest. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for opening up yourself. Of course, no name, no face, no identity. Please go ahead with your story.
Yes, ma'am. So when my husband first told me that he's no longer interested, that I said, why? What have I done to you? He said nothing, that it was him that was having problem then. He said he can no longer perform as a man. And before then, maybe some years back, I used to ask him, what is wrong with you, maybe when it is time for me and him alone. So later, I don't know that thing has already affected him. I don't really know what happened to him. So he wants me out of the house. Not that I really offended him, because his twin sister used to tell me that èmi ò lè wá lẹ́yìn o, kí ni mo fẹ́ wá ṣe nígbà tí ṣe pé ẹ ṣe kó mọ abẹ́ bímọ. So because I have not told his people, because that the thing is not even easy to say. What will I tell people that ọkọ mi lòun ò lè ṣe mọ́? It's as if pé mò ń to sit about. Assuming he cooperated with me, I did not say you go, nobody will hear from me.
You said he told you to go? He
said I should go. This was how he said it. He said máa lọ kó má sọ pé mo fà kókó ẹ ṣòfò kó lọ wẹ́lò mi fẹ́. And now said that what happened? Ó ní torí mi ò lè ṣe mọ́. Mo ní ẹ ò lè ṣe mọ́ ọ̀nà irú èwo torí ò lè ṣe yín mọ́ yẹn kò yé, because I never meet ẹ̀rọ lọ síbi pé bóbi máa ń wù dẹ̀ lù nǹkan tó ń sọ nìyẹn. So he now said that òun ò ṣáà dáságídíà, òun ò ṣáà lè ṣe mọ́ nìyẹn. To God who made me, I never counted it, mi ti ẹ̀ ríro, because mo kàn rò pé no, I'm not the type that like pé kí n máa ọkùnrin máa I don't want to say it on air, as in mi ò ń ṣe type. If I see mo rí tí n bá rí for years, I will sit down So later he was now he was now telling me I should go away, and there was a day I felt sick. That was Good Friday, not last year, 2 years ago. He now said my children now ran to go and call our pastor that come and see our mom, and their daddy was at home. They first went and meet their daddy, please come and help our mommy, she's sick. The man now said, am I a doctor? Go and look for a doctor now. So it was that our pastor that called one nurse in that area. So the woman now came and treated me. So immediately the woman left. It was not as if it was injection she gave me that now, as in I was not seeing. I now managed to take a piece of paper and wrote this girl's father's address where you can get them, because I thought something else will happen to me, because it was, I don't know how to, I could not walk. Maybe she forgot, she would have even said it, because they were crying, she and her brother, they were crying, and their daddy was in the city room. Then the small boy now ran and go and meet him. Daddy, please, my mommy even sick, my mommy, go and bell of what doctor, shame me doctor ni. So I was now thinking, if my enemy dies, what will happen to this children? But I've dropped number to Lekpe. Should anything happen to me? Because in Yemo, I know he will take his son to his own people, but more Pele Oma Jusitani. So I quickly dropped the address of everywhere. Bitole law, more drop address, more cousin paper. So later, I now tried. They now went and meet him again. So it was on Sunday. Sorry, Easter Sunday. Yes. So service was going on in the church already. So my pastor has gone back to church. So I now told my daughter to take me to the main road that I want to, because we have a NHIS. Yes. So you should take me to the main road. Let me try and take Marwa. So I now took Marwa. When I got to the hospital, all the nurses were saying, kini. So I slept there on Sunday and Monday. It was that Monday morning my husband now came with my son. So everybody was even talking to him. Why did you not even answer them? That was it. He has not even told me he's no more interested then. He has not told me. So later, there was a day when I knew he's very, very serious about not interested in me. Kima Lomo was that. But yeah, maybe because I used to think too much. I always fall sick in that place. At times at times one side of my hand from here, it will be hot, it will be aching me.
You were talking about having somebody that came as a family, the way he has been treating,
exactly,
he's been maltreating you, yes, because he felt he could not do again.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is where I'm going to. So there was a day I was at home. Some people came to greet me from our church. So suddenly I now see there's one woman, mommy, I used to call mommy. She's my in-law, but she took me as her daughter. So she just knock on the door and she came in and now said, mommy, what are you doing here? Because she's living at far. She now came and said, she now said, ọkọ ẹ ló pè mí arúgbó, ọkọ ẹ ló pè mí, what happened? Kíní kan. When she now came in, she now said, kí ló ṣe tó rù báyìí, gbogbo ara what happened to you? She now faced my husband, àná mi ò mà ṣe o, ṣé nǹkan tó pè mí fún lélẹ̀ ká wá tọ́jú ẹ̀ ni, dẹ̀ dẹ́ra yín mọ́nulé kíní kan. My husband now told her pé rárá o, that's not what I called you for, ma. I only called you to help me tell her that ẹnu ẹ̀ mo ti máa gbọ́ statement yìí that there is no force in love, ipe kémi máa lọ. So that mommy now faced me and asked me with my own language, what have you done to him? Mommy now asked me, is it because I have not have another child? You know, my son, ó ti tó láti gba àbúrò pé àbí torí ẹ̀.
How old is your son?
Now, he's 8 now.
Wow.
He will be 9 by this August, by God's grace. So the mommy now asked me, I said, mommy, no. So nǹkan tó wá tempt mi láti sọ fún mommy yẹn lọ́jọ́ yẹn nìyẹn pé kì í ṣe, it's not my fault pé mi ò bímọ lé ọmọ yìí o, pé òun ló sọ pé òun ò lè ṣe mọ́ gbà tó dẹ̀ yarí tán fi mí bẹ́ẹ̀ ipe kò ní ìyá kò ní bàbá, ibo ló fẹ́ kó lọ, wọ́n kí ló ṣe fún ẹ, to God made me, kò sọ fún mi, kò rí nǹkan kan sọ fún mọ́mì yẹn pé mo ṣe fóun, ó kàn ṣáà sọ pé there is no force in love pé I should go. So when I now told that grandma pé kò lè ṣe mọ́ lẹ̀ ṣe rí pé mo bímọ lé ọmọ yìí, kò kí n ṣe pé bóyá èmi fẹ́ bímọ lé ọmọ. Mọ́mì wá ní since when, mo ní ọdún mẹ́ta. Mọ́mì yẹn wá dìde, she was now shaking. I was now thinking is pé kèèyàn lè ṣe mọ́, kí ló wá, what does that mean? Pé kò mean anything sí èmi lọ títí. Mọ́mì wá ń shake, wọ́n wá gbọ́n, mọ́mì wá kọjú sí pé ìkànnì ẹ pé ṣé ìgbà tó lè ṣe ó wá ń bẹ ọmọ yìí káàkiri tẹ́ fi tí ó wá tí ẹ ó fi gbé wá sínú gbóǹbì báyìí ipe náà tó lè ṣe mọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n tó yá mọ́mì yẹn wá kọjú sí mi pé tó bá kó wájú sí ẹ àbí tó bá kọ ẹ̀yìn sí ẹ kìnnìkan kò ta. Mọ́mì yẹn bẹ̀ láti bí 8:30 tí mọ́mì yẹn ti dẹ́dọ̀ wá láàárọ̀. That mommy left 5:30 nírọ̀lẹ́ torí she was tired. So
go ahead.
So that was he even left that mommy on the if he left the mommy in the sitting room. Mommy wá sọ pé lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, I'm talking to you, am I not as old as your mother? Kí ni owó tí ẹ kọ́ máa kóra wọn lọ kíní kan. So that was bó ṣe. So that day that grandma now said ó yá kí n fóun ní nọ́mbà ìyá ọkọ mi. So I now gave that mommy, she now called that grandma, my mother-in-law in my presence. Ṣé do you hear what is happening in your son's house? Ọmọ yín lòun ò lè ṣe báyìí, mo tún léyàwó ẹ̀ kúrò lé. Màmá yẹn wẹ̀ mọ̀ bóyá àwọn nǹkan kọ́kún ni o. He just said, èmi ló ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn with their language kíní kan. So that was bí yẹn ṣe jẹ́ but. So láti ìgbà náà lọ, ó kò kí ń fún mi lówó oúnjẹ, tó bá máa fi owó oúnjẹ sílẹ̀ gan bóyá kí n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pé ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ tó jọ wà ládùúgbò yẹn pé ọ̀rẹ́ yóò kí ń fún wa ní oúnjẹ.
Why do you want to stay in a home as a woman without learning anything and just be there for a man to be feeding you? I don't think. I want to ask. Yes, so you don't have anything you are living for. You are not doing anything.
I learned mo kọ́ chemist but kò sí capital tí màá fi. I tried. I took a loan from a cooperative but nínú owó yẹn a máa jẹun níbẹ̀, a máa ta ọjà máa ṣe, so kò ṣe gbèsè yẹn ṣàwà pọ̀ débi pé wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pè mí lọ sí court kan wípé when will I pay? Kò sí nǹkan tó kan cooperative àpò lẹ́ni tó ń fẹ́ lò because inú ẹ̀ máa ti sanwó ọmọ díẹ̀ ní school gbogbo ẹ̀, so owó yẹn ṣáà lọ. So I have money business but kò sí capital tí mo lè fi ṣe. So láti ìgbà yẹn ó máa ti he used to lock the door. So if anytime he comes back látó máa rí iná lò nílé, everything is inside his room. So if I should tell my son, go and tell him that you feel like eating swallow, èmi àti obìnrin ló dẹ̀ wù jẹ̀bọ̀ kó lọ sọ pé a ní ẹ ṣé mọ́mí ò lè wá owó lọ ni kó fi jẹ swallow ni, something like that. And if he is coming, there was a time he even brought a woman to the house, they slept together till ẹ fi mọ́.
Wait. Somebody that said he cannot do.
Yes.
He now brought a woman to the house for you to see.
He brought
the daughter is saying that it's true that he saw somebody. Go ahead.
So he brought a woman. So the second day, I now called his mommy that ọmọ yín ò kọ bye. So the mother now called me back that ó ní ara bí iṣẹ́ àwọn níbi tóun ti ṣe because the woman is older than her but they slept together because inú sitting room ní mattress wà ní everything wà but he gave us one room tèmi àti àwọn ọmọ jọ wà. So ó ṣáà sọ náà ni pé so the day I beat this girl, before I started beating the girl, ọmọ yẹn sá lọ bá nínú ibẹ̀. Ó ṣáà sọ fún ọmọ yẹn pé wo ó yá kúrò níbí báyìí máa change ẹ̀ fún ẹ̀. So bọ́ ọmọ yẹn ṣe bọ́ta, so ó tún kíní yẹn tún jẹ́ kó dùn mí pé àìwọ́ tún lọ sábà. So bí ẹni pé ojú mi gan ti change as if pé nǹkan mi ti fẹ́ ṣọ̀tá mi. So bó ṣe ti ọmọ yẹn bọ́ta, èmi náà wá ti entrance, mo wá ti gbogbo window, mo wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí nínú ọmọ yẹn. So bí mo ṣe no.
Okay, that was when your daughter said you were beating her.
Yes, ma.
That she almost fainted.
She fainted.
She ran.
Go ahead. So she fainted. So when she now before she fainted, people were hitting the door, window that kí n ṣílẹ̀kùn. So later ọmọ yẹn wá faint. So máa yẹn náà ọkọ mi ló wá lọ ṣílẹ̀kùn. So when my husband now saw people, he was now shouting, ó ti pa ọmọ ẹ̀, ó yá gbé. So báwọn èèyàn ṣe wọlé wọn wá ní ẹ ti ẹ̀ wà nínú ilé tí wọ́n fi ná ọmọ ẹ̀. So ẹni tó máa gbé omi nínú bedroom, ẹni tó máa mú magí, wọ́n ṣáà Ọlọ́run ṣáà ṣe ọmọ yẹn ṣáà jù. So gbogbo báwọn èèyàn ṣe ń jẹ ọmọ yẹn lọ́kọ mi tún wá sí àárín wọn pé mo kúkú ti sọ fún ẹ, there is no force in love. Láti bí 2 years lòun ti sọ fún èmi kémi máa lọ. Ìyẹn I now started crying láàárín àwọn èèyàn pé àwọn ará àdúgbò gan tí wọn ò mọ̀ tán kàn fi pé nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé bọ̀ tán ọmọ ṣẹmọ ẹ̀ ojú wa ń tì mí pé àwọn yẹn gan máa wò pé wọ́n lé eléyìí kò lọ, because most people náà ti wá sọ fún mi pé ìgbà tó ń lé máa lọ pé látọdún wo kò kí ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi, kò kí ń ṣe kankan. So there was a time tí wọ́n gbé lọ síbi iṣẹ́ ibòmí, ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ kan àtìyàwó ẹ̀ wà ní àdúgbò wa ń bẹ̀ yẹn. So ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn wá pè mí, wọ́n wá sọ fún mi pé congratulation pé wọ́n ti gbé ọkọ mi lọ sí ibi tó ti máa rí nǹkan dáadáa. Wọ́n ní sàpọ̀ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí wọ́n kí èmi náà congratulation pé bó ń rí owó kò kí ń fún èmi pé ọmọ ẹ̀ ló máa fún ní 500 naira 500 gan kò yó kò tó ọmọ mi láti jẹun, máa ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ló máa bá ṣe máa gbà nǹkan láwìn táwọn ọmọ yẹn máa fi jẹun. So máa yẹn wá sọ fún mi pé pé kí n pé ńgbà tóun sọ fún ọkọ mi wípé Ọlọ́run ṣe ńgbà tán ti gbé ẹ lọ síbi tó dancing yìí o kò yá tọ́jú ìyá yìí o àtàwọn ọmọ yẹn o kinní kan. Wọ́n lọ́kọ mi wá sọ fún àwọn wípé kí ló pé kí ni pé bí kóun máa lọ kóun tilẹ̀kùn pa ni. So ó ti wulẹ̀ sọ fún everybody pé òun ò ní interest mọ́.
Wow. So now how are you living with you and your children?
At times they used to cook in the church tá ń lọ. It is because of this problem dem mo rí pé church tó súnmọ́ mi tán dẹ̀ Ọlọ́run dáríjì mi tán ti máa ń ṣe oúnjẹ, it's my church tí mo lọ. So okay, I will not told they used to cook there. Though me I don't use because me I used to be ashamed. Mo máa ní àwọn ọmọ yẹn pé òun gan eléyìí máa sọ fún mi pé mommy they will soon start cooking, let's káwọn jọ lọ. If she's coming at times ó máa bá mi gbé oúnjẹ wá. Ó lè jẹ́ pé máa yí gan wà nílé ó dẹ̀ máa rí wa tó jẹ́ pé oúnjẹ tọ́mọ yẹn gbé wá láti church ni mò ń jẹ. So at times we might not eat, at times I will beg on phone, beg. At times màá ṣàtúmọ̀ sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé ẹjọ́ ṣọ́ ń mú ọbí tí mo ti lè lọ fọ aṣọ pé kí n lè lọ bá àwọn èèyàn fọ aṣọ kí bá wọn clean nílé.
It's obvious that you are not lazy. If you are lazy you can't even be in my watch. It's not possible. Go ahead. So
he used to anytime tó bá ti dé báyìí tó bá ti ṣílẹ̀kùn táwọn eléyìí lọ tán lọ wo tẹ́lì, if his son tí mo bí fún tó bá ti lọ bá nínú ilé my daughter will now stay at the doorstep a máa yọjú. So kíní yẹn ó máa ń dùn mí gan. So tó bá ti wá ń jáde padà wá sọ pé ó yá ẹ bọ́ síta òun ti fẹ́ jáde. So there was a day mo wá lọ bá mo ní tó o bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ mi yìí kó ní access síbi TV 3 ló wà nínú yàrá ẹ̀, one ìkan fún solar kékeré kan then one big one. So àti gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́nú ilé kò sí àní access sí anything. Tó bá ń bọ̀ ó máa ra oúnjẹ dání tó máa jẹ. Ìgbà mi tó bá wù gan á kó àwọn 2 sons ẹ̀ yẹn á kàn máa kó wọn bọ̀ unannounced. There was a day ó ń kó wọn bọ̀ èmi ń bọ̀ láti títì èmi pẹ̀lú ará church wa kan àjọ ń bọ̀ à ń lọ rádà àwọn ń bọ̀ wá sílé èmi ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ bóyá àlejò wà nínú mọ́tò ẹ̀ bó ṣe kọjá ni woman tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi yẹn wọ́n sọ fún mi pé àṣebọ́kọ yín lélẹ̀. I was even trying to pretend lójú woman yẹn pé everything wà okay because ojú máa ń tì mí kí n jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé nǹkan tí mò ń pass through nínú ilé yìí. So bó ṣe gbẹ̀gbẹ́ mi kọjá ó wá gbé àwọn ọmọ yẹn lọ sílé. So bí mo ṣe délé mo kí àwọn ọmọ yẹn normally ó gbé wọn lọ jẹun á tún padà wálé. Ó ṣáà ń sọ pé ká máa lọ kí n máa lọ but it's not easy. Ìgbà mi mo lè wọnú gbó lọ máa lọ já gbúre máa lọ ìgbà mi àní jẹun rárá. I'm used to it.
Wow. Now if you are listening to this woman you will know that whatever has happened to her is not her fault because she came to this world to a family and she found herself being abused by her dad, abused by the person she had her first child for, abused by the person she has a third child for. Personally, because this is Shematters, mo gbàgbọ́ pé, and I believe that she can still have life. She can still live. She can take her life back. I want to use this moment and this time to tell everyone listening to me to stretch the hand of love. At least let her be able to walk. If she's lazy, she can't be here. Now, you could see her values. She told her stepson, she told me in one of the episodes when the stepson was saying, Ile baba mi de, this is my father's house. He said, whoa, there's no legacy anywhere. The legacy your father can give you is education. So don't rely on, and you could listen to her daughter talk. Her son will still come and say something about this matter. You will see that her only investment in her life is for her to have her children educated and have a life. I want to appeal to everyone listening to me today to assist her so she can have life. It's Shematters. If you're a mother, you're a woman, and you have been through a similar thing and you have found mercy, this is the time to show mercy to this woman. Her case is not funny. It's a different thing when you impose a problem on yourself. It is another thing when life hits you innocently. Not only her daughter, her son, and these are potentials. Who knows if those girls, that girl particularly, becomes the governor, a president of an association, a banker. Who knows what heaven has in store for her? When life hits you, it shakes everything. This woman has been shaking. You need to see her. I needed to protect her image and cover her. That's why I said no name, no face, no identity. In all honesty, this woman has been through a lot. She's pained. She's emaciated. Ẹni gbogbo òyìnbó ńlá là mò ń sọ. Nǹkan tí mò ń sọ ni pé nǹkan tó ju obìnrin ti rí, kí ẹni tó bá lè ṣàánú kó bá mi ṣàánú fún. Torí pé kí ni, ó ní kọ́kọ́ ní ìyà ń jẹ báyìí o. Ẹ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ ẹ̀ obìnrin, ọmọ ọkùnrin náà sì máa sọ̀rọ̀. Bó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀, nǹkan kan ṣoṣo tó jẹ́ lógún ni pé kọ́mọ lè kàwé, káwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ kàwé, kóun gangan kó lè ṣèyá àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Ọkùnrin yẹn, èmi ò kí ń búyàn nínú iṣẹ́ yìí torí pé kí ni, òun náà àrí story tiẹ̀ sọ. And that's why I'm not concerned about him. I'm not judging him. I don't even get angry with, I'm not angry with him. But I want this woman to take her life back. And let her forget the shame of her youth. Kó tiẹ̀ gbàgbé ìnilára. Àìrẹ́ni boni láṣìírí. Ẹ má gbàgbé, kò sí ìyá mọ́, kò sí bàbá mọ́, kò sí nǹkan kan mọ́. Àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ló ní láti jẹ́ pé kán fún un láyọ̀. Tí ò bá dẹ̀ tọ́ àwọn ọmọ yìí ní ọ̀nà tó tọ́, kẹ́ tó lajú. How old is your first daughter? 14 this year. Give her another 4 years, she'll be 18. This is the most delicate, sensitive years in her life, because she's moving towards a teenager. And if she's not properly nurtured in the area of her needs being met, ọmọ fẹ́ ra sanity towel, ọmọ fẹ́ ra aṣọ, a máa wà àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹran tí kò sọ wọn kọ pé ìjọ tí wọ́n béèrè owó school, tí bàbá ẹ̀ wá sanwó school ọmọ ẹ̀gbọ́n àbúrò ẹ̀ ọkùnrin tí ò san tiẹ̀ tán lè jáde síta, ó lójú tìǹ láàrin àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òun. I believe every woman, every man tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi lénìí, fún aláàánú, Ọlọ́run ló máa fira hàn bí aláàánú. I want you to help her. I'm laying a demand. I've not done this on Shematters. I don't do this. But I have it strongly in my heart that this is a woman that should not be on the street and become a prostitute. That should not throw her children on the street to have pregnancy as a teenager. Remember, she had her first child at 28, meaning that it is not that she wants to start living carelessly, but her father never gave her a future. Her father never gave her a dream. Her father never allowed her to have a normal life. If you miss any of the episode of this woman's story, please follow me on Instagram. funkeadetuberu is my handle, or go and watch the remaining her story on YouTube. Is on my YouTube channel. funkeadetuberu is my handle. Go there and listen to the story from A to Z. You will know that life has not been fair on this woman. But I believe that I'm talking to Nigerians, to the world, to people that have compassion, the people that can show mercy, to help me, to help her. I've done the bit. She can tell you. Please talk. I've done a lot for her.
Thank you, ma.
The
Yes,
little
ma.
I could do. But yes, I believe that is going to be a stipend compared to if everybody put her in mind and put her pain in their hearts to support her and let her be able to take care of those two children. She's not lazy. If she's not lazy, she will not ask me, "Ejo mo fe fọṣọ, mo fe gbálẹ̀." She will not ask me, "Ẹ ṣàánú mi." She will not. She's fine. She's pretty. Though life has beaten her, but she's still beautiful. You know how many of her mates that are out there. You two, you are hearing me. Your own case is not as worse as this. You know how you sleep around every weekend. Each weekend you have to go to party. But this is her. And me, any choice. You know I'm training people. But she said to herself, she would rather remain hungry. She would rather be looking for people to help her than to sleep and sleeping around. To be sleeping and sleep around. Well, I don't have enough time. Me, Roger Solokun. I want to say to everyone hearing me today, please assist this woman. You want to help her in any way, please send me a text. You know I don't pick calls. Please send me a text on this number 080-232-42389. I don't want you to be emotional about it. Let the privileged life you have, extend it to this woman's life and her children's life, and see if mercy will not also speak to you and speak for you. I say mercy will speak to you and speak for you. I'm choosing those words. Àánú aṣàánú fẹ́yìn náà. Fún aláàánú Ọlọ́run ló máa fira hàn fún bí aláàánú. Wow. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone. The number to text me, you can do a voice note if texting is difficult, is 080-232-42389. 080-232-42389. On behalf of all my amazing crew, wonderful people who has been part of these episodes, I really appreciate them. And of course, we have a boss, the father of Fresh FM. It's no other person. It's Dr. Yinka Ayefele. On his behalf, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who have listened and taken time to and be part of this episode today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram. My handle is funkeadetuberu. My YouTube channel is funkeadetuberu. Like, subscribe, and share and listen to so many words of wisdom on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you dearly. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Bye.